Hey guys, so this is another Weapons Awakening video. This time it's for batch 2 of the Weapon Awakenings. I've waited a good amount of time for these because I really wanted to get at least a few good footages for these guys, especially for Mytus. Because Mytus, I've been waiting for get an Awakening or an upgrade for Mytus for ages. Ages, guys. So without further ado, let's talk about his Awakenings. Awakening +1. Mytus skill has been enhanced. Mytus skill now only places 50% overload on self and increases skill damage by 20%. So this is pretty crazy. And specifically, when I'm now actually using him at I have his awakening at +1. I use him all the time on my Daemon team. And now he goes off so much faster than before that it's not even funny. He goes off and yeah, it gives me a really big advantage for sure. So I'm really happy of actually having him awaken at this one because the 50 overload, it's a serious deal for him for sure. So Awakening +2, Mytus gains a new passive as Defender increases the defense of all allies with shields by 30% at the end of each turn. So this is actually pretty powerful, guys. Ever since I've seen guys like setting up Mytus with the +3 of this weapon, I've always noticed that the team is harder and harder to actually defeat because he starts adding shields, but when I hit him, it feels like it's so much harder to beat than before. Same enemies that I've fought before, but yeah, with this, so this 30% defense is very relevant. And remember that if Mytus is +5, on his awakenings, he is going to have 30 additional, so it's going to be 60% extra defense for him. So this is actually a really nice upgrade for him. And the +3, Mytus skill has been enhanced. Mytus skill no longer places overload on self. When dealing damage, places 30 overload on the enemy. So now he's a fast hero. Straight off the bat, he's a fast hero. He goes off so many times, he creates so much shield, it's not even funny. And the 30 overload, you may ignore it because it's only to one target, but if the enemy has damage share, that is actually going to affect every single enemy that is shared with the damage. So in that situation, that is really relevant and very powerful actually. So me testing it out and talking to other players, his weapon is not exactly priority to actually upgrade. It is good. I think it's very good. I've played it on the attack. It's pretty nice, even at +1. So this +1 is really powerful. However, it's not going to be a priority weapon, but it's still going to be a very powerful weapon. If after you actually get the weapons that I'm going to recommend at the end of this video. So anyhow, I'm going to show a quick video of him on defense, which it does cause a lot of problems with the shields and things like that. So let me show you real quick here.
This is for your own good. Follow my will.
The power of thunder!
Full blossom!
No quarter for traitors!
Death follows. Full blossom! This is for your own good. Follow my will.
The power of thunder!
Dark magic.
No quarter for traitors!
Hocus pocus.
No quarter for traitors!
Death follows.
Dark magic.
No quarter for traitors!
Dark magic.
No quarter for
magic.
Water for traitors.
Death follows.
So yeah, that ability to give 30% the defense is going to be relevant. Believe it or not, no matter how many people say that Mytus is not worth upgrading with the awakenings and things like that, it is going to be relevant. It's not going to be. He's not going to be like top tier. Oh, this is the weapon that I have. No. But he is going to be very powerful in his own right. However, the actual team that I would really want to see him in action is with Felia, with Thal, which Thalrisa, and himself. Pretty much a red streak team all together, giving a bunch of overload. I actually fought one guy that actually had this team with all the weapons at +3, Felia, Mytus, and Thal, and it was disgusting. I swear, if the guy had a Dispeller on the team, I would have been dead. I would have been dead because I spent like 5, 6, 7 turns without being able to do anything because that was giving the overload, Mytus is giving the overload, Felia is giving the overload. So yeah, that's a really powerful team for sure. The only problem is that you need all those 3 heroes at +3, the weapon at +3, so it's a really expensive build. But that is an option. It is an option, guys. If in the future, in the far future, you would like to try out a red streak team like that, you can definitely try it. If you're able to, I recommend it. It's very powerful on defense. So the next hero we're going to talk about is one of my favorite heroes, actually, Garabeth. And people have been asking me still until this day if Garabeth is still worth leveling. Oh my god. I even made a video of explaining if she's worth it to upgrade or not, and I still think she's very much worth upgrading. However, now with her weapon awakening, yeah, she's become a lot more scarier than before. So, +1, Garabeth's passive has been enhanced. Increases Garabeth's dodge by 10% this turn, up to 50% when taking damage. So this specifically, this is going to happen in the same turn. So if she goes off, she's going to get 50% dodge. So if some crazy person shoots a skill that hits more than one time, and it's 5 hits, she's going to have 100% dodge and that turn. So if you're a crazy person and you do that and you start attacking her after that, you're going to get in trouble for sure. I actually have this weapon at +1, so I'm going to show you in a second what happened there. So +2, Garabeth's skill has been enhanced, increases skill damage and counter-attack damage by 20%. So this, remember that Garabeth per main damage is pretty much the counters. So if she gets 20% additional damage to already crazy counters she does, that is a very good upgrade for sure. However, this is the controversial one. The Awakening +3. Garabeth gains a new passive as a defender. Deals pure damage equal to 100% of max HP to the attacker when taking lethal damage. So the thing is that I've never been a fan of abilities that they only work if you die. So if you die, the hero's not there. So yeah, that's not going to be very useful. However, in this case, I've seen Garabeth killing Palmyra. Frickin' Palmyra, really strong Palmyras, by the way, when she dies. So this ability is pretty much the revenge against Palmyra. Garabeth has been pretty much murdered by Palmyras for an entire year, pretty much. But now she'll get her revenge if she gets killed by Palmyra. Oh, that is very funny. But as I said, I'm still not a fan of actually having an ability that only works if you die. So this is good to have as a last resort, but I can't recommend to actually awaken her at +3, especially getting this weapon's awakened at such high level. It's so expensive. In this situation, I would definitely recommend to awaken the +1 for sure. This +1 is broken for sure. If you wanted to get even stronger than she already is, the +2. I don't recommend the +3. That's too much investment in that situation. So now I'm gonna show you a fight with the Garabeth that is also at +1, the awakening, and yeah, I gotta show you the fight. Check it out, guys.
Mushrooming strike. The power of thunder.
By the fire of Nia. By the fire of Nia.
Unwavering hope. Party's over. Full blossom.
Destroy.
Party's over.
Destroy.
Unwavering hope. Party's over.
Destroy.
Oh yeah. So that crazy guy actually used Thor and didn't even check the weapon for her. And I actually showed that she actually got the 50% and the 50%, 100% dodge. So when he actually started doing his whole Alden thing, that was game over. I'm sorry. That was that was a terrible decision. He should have waited a turn or something, because Garabeth pretty much murdered the entire team at that point, and you can see it at that point when everybody dies. He like pauses, like, oh my god, what the hell? So yeah, if that doesn't convince you that Garabeth is still worth, you better check yourself, because Garabeth still is able to do stuff in this game, guys, for sure. Very powerful stuff. So if you decide to actually awaken, I definitely recommend awakening the +1. If you wanted to get even more powerful, +2 is really nice in this situation.
Do you like me?
So last but not least, my favorite hero is, everybody knows it's Colette. It's always been Colette. It's never changed. So I'm more than, oh my god, I am so excited that she finally got an awakening for her weapons, because I still use her every single day, every single time I go to war. I never stop using Colette. No way, no how. She's my favorite hero, you know. But now we have awakenings for her, which is, yeah. Awakening +1. Colette passive is enhanced. When an ally of a different color takes damage, Colette is able to counterattack. There is a small chance to trigger counterattack when receiving normal damage. So now Colette doesn't have to be in a mono red team. If you awaken her to +1, you can put her in any team. Any team that you set up, as long as he doesn't have a lot of shields. Any team, she's gonna work on it. Oh yes, yes. I have so much time like setting up teams on defense. I have to put like 2 reds, like 3 reds, and then they bring a blue team, and it's game over. But now, yes, now I can I'm actually free to actually create teams that are any color, as long as they're only. Remember that when you're going to use Colette, you have to use it in a team that doesn't have a lot of shields. When I see a lot of shields, because Thor is okay, because he just creates a little bit of shield and it breaks, and she's gonna counter. But if you're gonna give her a shield weapons, no, that's not gonna work with Colette. So yeah, any defense team with shields, she's going to do counters. So that's very powerful stuff. Yeah, I'm very excited to actually upgrade this weapon. Awaken plus 2. Colette's passive has been enhanced. Colette recovers 20% mana when counterattacking. What? Oh my god. If you've seen Colette on defense, she counters so many times. So we're talking about if she counters 5 times, she's going to get full mana right out the bat. And she is a slow hero. So getting mana right out the bat is a serious deal, guys. Really serious stuff. Very cool. However, this Awaken plus 3... Oh yeah. Colette's skills are enhanced. Colette's skills straighten counterattacks. When Colette herself or an ally takes skill damage, Colette counterattacks the attacker 1 time. Lasts 3 turns. It says 1 time. And it takes Colette the attacker 1 time. So it pretty much is supposed to say that it's going to attack an additional time. So this is going to actually create an additional attack. Initial counterattack in that situation. So that pretty much means if you hit Colette, she's going to counterattack twice, and then I'm going to get 40% mana. I'm crazy about actually seeing this in action, really. I'm totally going to try to get this weapon at plus 3 as soon as possible once the actual event for the weapons event is going to soon release there. So yeah, I'm gonna get all my stars and gonna try to get this weapon as soon as possible. And sadly, I don't have any footage for her because since she's so new, I really don't have any footage. But I expect very, very serious, very powerful results for her. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna plus 3 this weapon for sure. However, since the event for weapons is going to come up pretty soon, I'm going to give recommendations of which weapons you can actually awaken now. So in this situation, it's pretty obvious that the priority weapon to actually awaken is Alia's weapon. No doubt about that. Alia's weapon is still number 1. If you have Alia, you have her weapon, you have to upgrade this as much as possible. If you have her awaken plus 2, you can put Alia on defense. Doesn't matter which awakenings. It is going to give her a little bit more problem, but sure. But the plus 3 is going to make her counter Elmis, so this is going to be a very powerful advantage on defense for sure. Then obviously the next hero you have to awaken as soon as possible after Alia's weapon is Malfort. Malfort's weapon, this weapon is crazy. It is insane. At plus 2, plus 1, it counters Alden because of all the shields it creates. And at plus 3, it becomes like a targeting machine. It even counters Mildred because Mildred's taunt is not gonna help you in this situation. So yeah, it's always gonna target the enemy with the least amount of life. And if you're trying to make Percy shoot us a different direction, that's not going to work because this taunt takes priority over it. So this is way too powerful on defense to ignore. And this is the number 2 weapon you have to awaken as soon as possible. And after that, I would say you can awaken like level 1, level 2, any weapon that you feel that you like the most. In my case, I think Felia's weapon at plus 1 is a very good investment because if you have a Felia and you have her weapon, yeah, you're gonna notice that her weapon is pretty much junk. But once you get her awakening at plus 1, she does so much damage that it's not even funny. It's not funny, guys. It even kills Alia in many situations in the green team. So this is highly recommended to get an awakening at plus 1 for sure. I don't recommend Tharisan's weapon unless you're planning to actually fully awaken the weapon in that situation. Sadly. Hey, sorry guys, I forgot to mention Karma's weapon is a very good weapon to awaken as well, because just by upgrading her plus 1, that is a very powerful upgrade if you decide to go that route. Karma's skill has been enhanced. Karma's skill immediately shatters the enemy's shield. So in so many situations, this is very relevant. Breaking shields and going through directly to the enemy is invaluable in this game. Why? Because shields cuts damage by 50%. It damage does crit, but even though it crits, it's still going to be cut to 50%. So in this game, when you're attacking, you have to break through the shields to actually be effective at attacking. And this weapon, in other words Karma, this +1 is very powerful to actually have in your arsenal. So I highly recommend getting the +1 awakening for Karma for sure. Let me see. I already spoke about Garabeth. I think those are my main recommendations, specifically, because that +1 for Frelia is so powerful that I have to recommend it in that situation. So yeah, guys, those are my recommendations for now. For weapon awakenings, and at any moment these things can change. So I'm definitely gonna let you know when they do in that situation. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.